If you're a complete beginner to flying drones and you want to add a new perspective when you're off filming outdoors, there are a few reasons why I think the new DJI Mini 4K would be a great drone to start with over other products in the DJI Mini range. However, if you are anywhere other than the US or Europe, you won't actually be able to get your hands on one because it's only available in those two regions. So the first reason that I think that this is a really good beginner drone comes down to its price. The last thing that you want when you're starting out is to spend loads on something that you're very new to and just not too sure about. So if you want to pick up an affordable drone that has excellent quality, then the DJI Mini 4K is definitely one that I would consider. If you get the single unit, you get the drone, the remote control and one battery, and with one battery I was getting about 30 minutes of flight time on a calm day. Of course this is slightly going to differ depending on how you fly the drone and also the weather conditions, but each time I went out I was getting about 30 minutes. I really wish my Mini 3 Pro came with this little strap because it really helps to just keep the props out of the way so they don't flap around when you put them back. And also, well, my Mini 3 Pro does come with this. It's got a gimbal guard, so it also comes with the Mini 4K as well. But yeah, the strap to stop the props from flapping about would be great. But at least you get it on the Mini 4K. You could also get the Fly More combo with 3 batteries like I've got here, and it also comes with a carry case, but that just is going to ensure that you have plenty of battery life to film. I'd say the biggest benefit of the Mini series, the DJI Mini series, is the fact that the drones are so lightweight and portable. The Mini 4K comes in at under 249 grams, which makes it regulation friendly, and at this point in time anyway, so you've got less restrictions than if you were to fly something that was a bit heavier. So it just means that you can fly more easily and get a variety of shots for your videos in different locations. And you don't have to worry too much about flying it in windy conditions either, because DJI states that it is 38 km/h wind resistant, so you'll still get stable flight and steady footage during that kind of windy condition.
Return to home.
The Mini 4K is also incredibly beginner friendly. It's got a one-tap takeoff and landing as well as GPS return to home.
Landing.
So you can basically enable it, let the drone return back to its exact takeoff point without any input from you whatsoever. And it will also maintain a steady hover without you needing to do anything. Also, there aren't any complex settings when you're getting set up and you want to go and fly, and there's actually an in-app guide that will help you to easily get started so that you can just be up and flying quickly if you're a complete beginner and you have absolutely no experience. All you have to do is download the DJI Fly app, hook up your phone to the remote controller with any of the included cables, and then once you've done that, you're likely going to have to apply the firmware update, but once that's done, the drone's pretty much good to go and you can get flying straight away. And with the camera settings, specifically in auto exposure, the footage actually looks really good. The colours are rich and the footage just looks crisp and really smooth, and you can shoot up to 4K 30, which I do, and then slow it down as I use 25 FPS on my timeline for my final output. And by having that very minimal slow motion, if you can even call it that, it just helps to smooth out the footage even more and just gives it a slightly slicker look. But if you do want to have proper slow motion, then you can shoot in 2.7K up to 60 FPS. Now, if you want to get creative shots straight out the gate with very little input from yourself, then there's a feature called Quick Shot, and that basically allows you to select an option and the drone will basically carry out maneuvers and capture the footage for you. So this is really handy if you are still getting used to the drone but you just want some really great creative shots to put in your videos straight away.
3, 2, 1.
So even though this drone is aimed at beginners, you do have to be quite mindful when you're flying. I mean, you have to be mindful anyway, but you have to be even more careful when you're flying this because there's no obstacle avoidance. So you just have to be careful when you're flying close to any objects like trees or buildings or anything like that, because the drone isn't going to tell you when you're getting too close. So if you felt like you did want to have that peace of mind and you've got a little bit more of a budget, then the Mini 3 Pro or the Mini 4 Pro is probably one that you'd want to consider. The other thing that it doesn't have is a follow me mode. So unlike the Mini 3 Pro and the Mini 4 Pro, you can't select yourself and then just have the drone follow you. So if you want to have that feature, then you'd be looking at something like the Mini 3 Pro or the Mini 4 Pro. But if those things don't put you off and you're still interested in the Mini 4K, then I've dropped a link in the description where you can find out a little bit more and pick one up for yourself.